This is Virgil, and tomorrow's the day. This is the day before Valentine's. You know, Valentine's is one of those awkward, odd, strange days. And in my blog that comes out tomorrow, Originals Originals, I actually talk a little bit about people that Valentine is hard for. But on this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the gifts you give for Valentine's. Now, I know the standard gifts that everybody does, and I want to say up front, I'm a terrible gift giver. My wife got the short end of the stick when it comes to people giving gifts. I don't think well about them. I don't process well. I just don't give good gifts. My son does. He's really good at it. I think my son-in-law even does. But boy, not me. I'm just not good at it. But I have thought a lot about the gifts that matter. And you know what? If you want to give chocolate, that's great. Now, for the guys, that gift ends up being more for us sometimes because a lot of our wives say, I don't need to eat chocolate. I don't want, but if they like chocolate, get them chocolate or whatever it is they like. That's great. That's a fine gift. Flowers, hey, that's always thoughtful and beautiful. And florists love Valentine's Day, and that's a fine gift. The third big gift on Valentine from a lot of guys to their Valentine's lingerie. Now, some wives like that, and that's great. I will tell you, wives, if your husband gives you lingerie, give him the gift back and wear it. But there are greater gifts that maybe aren't exactly Valentine gifts that I think we ought to remember. So here's a few gifts we don't think about that I'd like you to give to your Valentine or Valentines, because there's a lot of people that you love besides just your mate, your parents, your kids, your grandkids, your really close friends. There's lots of people in your love orbit. So here are a few gifts that I think are special. I'm kind of committing this Valentine. We pray a lot for people, but I'm going to spend a little time praying, especially for my wife on Valentine's Day, that she'll be blessed with health and happiness and and I think all the women in my orbit, my mom, my daughter, my granddaughters, I think I may just pray for each one of them really a little extra on Valentine's. They might not even know they get that gift, or I may tell them, or most of them hear this, so I guess they'll know. But I think that's a gift I'm going to give this year. I want to really pray for. Maybe I'll do it with all of them if I can see them. I don't. But I'm going to give the gift of prayer this year. I also think you ought to remember that the gift of time is a really important thing. My wife and I are both hyper busy. We've already done our Valentine's date. We did it last week, and I think we're going to do another one at the end of Valentine's week. It's hard for us to carve out time, but we're trying to be intentional about that gift to each other. Let's just go to lunch. Maybe we can carve out an hour in the day to hang out and talk and visit. And so we're going to do that. Time's a valuable thing. You don't have to even spend it together. If you know there's a project around the house your wife really wants you to get done, man, take the time and do it for her. She'll love that gift. Wives, if there's a meal your husband really loves, fix it for him. He'll love that gift. Time's a great gift where you had to expend some time and use some energy to do something for them. Your greatest Valentine gift, as you would know, really comes before and after Valentine's. It's the 1,000 little things you do that say, I love you every day. The praying for, the taking time for, the holding hands, the little cards, a text to someone, the little thank you, the little I appreciate you, the little I love you gifts all through the year. That matters. Don't just make Valentine the one day you tell your Valentines you are special. Make that a regular gift. And finally, the last greatest gift of love I've ever known is when God sent his son to die for us. That is the greatest love gift. And this Valentine, I'm going to appreciate that God chose me and chose you to be his Valentine and proved his love by sending his son to die for us. And as somebody that believes that, I'm going to try to do a little better about, giving my life in a million little ways to the people I love this week and the rest of our lives.